you were to explain for somebody that's never ever tried the wines of Beringer about your style, what would you say?
I'd say our style is very authentic. And you know, I think every winemaker, when you're making wines at this level, you want to celebrate the sense of place. And I think our wines at Beringer do that wonderfully. I think there's a boldness to them, but a finesse to them. And you know, they're very clearly, this is Cabernet, this is Chardonnay, and just really celebrate the style of the region we're in.
Tell me the story and the background of Beringer wineries.
You know, it has an amazing history. In fact, we're celebrating our 150th next year, so we've definitely been around for a long time. It really started with two brothers from Germany who came over here, Jacob and Frederick. And Jacob was more keen on being in the wine business. Frederick was a businessman in New York. And Jacob convinced Frederick to buy the 215 acres of property that we have here at Beringer Vineyards and start a winery. And so that was about early 1870s. And in 1876, they established Beringer Vineyards.
Please tell me about your vineyards, how they are located here in the valley.
We own vineyards throughout Napa Valley, focusing on Howell Mountain, which is directly across from where we're sitting right now at the Beringer Winery, to the home vineyard right behind us, to down into Oakville region, and then down in further south into Mount Veeder. And so drawing from all these different regions allows us to make individual vineyard wines, single vineyard wines, that really represent that place. And then finally to blend some of those vineyards into our private reserve Cabernet Sauvignon.
If you were to explain about the production, the winery and your cellars here, and then the location, this fantastic house that we are in.
Yeah, the house is phenomenal. It really is. It is a historical landmark, of course. But in the winery, you know, we're really focusing on for example, in the Cabernet, the extraction. So we taste it daily to make certain that we aren't over extracting it, but that we're getting everything those grapes have to offer. So looking for that finesse in the structure that will make the wine just sing across the palate. In the Chardonnay, you know, that goes straight to barrel, and so we really select our barrels individually for our Chardonnay to make sure we, again, can still see the fruit through the oak, but there is a complement of those two.
Before tasting these wines, tell me about the full range of wines that you have.
You know, we're drawing primarily from the Napa Valley, but a significant portion of our brand is in the Knights Valley. Knights Valley is about 17 miles north of us here in Napa. It's in Sonoma County, and we have extensive holdings there, a very extensive vineyard. And from Knights Valley, we have opportunities to make a Sauvignon Blanc, a Rosé out of Malbec, which is quite fun, and then Bordeaux varieties in different blends that we make at Knights Valley. We come to Napa Valley, we're focusing on some Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and of course we're in Napa Valley, so there's definitely variations of Cabernet Sauvignon. But we do bottle some unique ones too, an individual Malbec, an individual Cabernet Franc. So there's quite an array. We may go over 25 wines each vintage.
Let's see now what we got here on the table here.
Yeah.
Please show me what's in these bottles.
I will show you. So we're going to start off with a red wine and then go to a white wine. And the reason for that is this is our Knights Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. So as I said, Knights Valley is just north of us. It's a very unique piece of land. It's has a huge diurnal shift. So during the day, there can be to the evening, there can be a 50-degree Fahrenheit swing. And that has a huge impact on the ripening of the fruit. It's the latest to come in at the end of the season, but its slow, even ripening allows us, and the soils there allow us to get very approachable tannin structures and a really unique wine. I always get this lovely lavender sort of savory note out of Knights Valley, and I think that's one of the hallmarks of it.
What do we have in the second glass here?
So now we start into our reserve program. So this is the Chardonnay Private Reserve, and we've been making this since the early 80s. And it received so many accolades, including Wine Spectator #1 Wine of the Year quite a few years back. This is from Oakville, and solely from Oakville. And Oakville being a cooler area, being in the southern end of Napa Valley. Napa Valley from south to north is just very, very different. Much, much warmer up north, much, much cooler down south. And it's the fog, the San Francisco Bay, that really comes in and influences and makes Oakville, though it's known for amazing Cabernet, makes it a marvelous place to have Chardonnay as well.
And then in the third glass?
Yeah. I wanted to show you this because it's kind of fun. This is the Chabot vineyard, and it's directly across the valley in the St. Helena appellation from where the winery sits. And Chabot is unique because it was the site of the first private reserve Cabernet that we made in 1977. It was actually a single vineyard wine, though not labeled as such. And Chabot is a remarkable property. Even though it's in the St. Helena appellation, it's at the base of Howell Mountain, and it sort of plays between being the richness of valley floor and the structure of mountain fruit. When you go out there, what's remarkable is the ground is completely littered with obsidian. There are just, rocks all over the place, little ones, big ones. And that obsidian has an impact on the temperature that the vines receive once the obsidian absorbs the heat of the day.
The last wine,
The last wine, yeah, that is our private reserve Cabernet. And this is something we've been making since the 1977, as I said, with Chabot Ranch. But there's more vineyards in the blend now. And so it really is a celebration of many parts of Napa Valley coming together. So in this glass, you'll find two of our vineyards up on Howell Mountain. You'll find the Chabot vineyard here in St. Helena appellation. Some of the home ranch that surrounds the Rhine House here. And then we go down to Oakville, where we have Cabernet planted as well there. And finally up to Mount Veeder for a vineyard that's way at the top, the highest elevation in Napa Valley for a vineyard, at 2,500 feet, yeah. Private Reserve has also won many accolades, and what's wonderful about it is its ageability. We're always trying to get that balance as a winemaker, to have something folks can drink and enjoy now, but will be rewarded if they retain that bottle for years to come. So this is one of those that definitely it can be around for quite a long time.
If you then look into the future, into the crystal ball,
oh dear,
what do you see?
What do I see? I see Beringer continuing with the excellence that we've had for 150 years. We're always looking to refine, the structure, the texture of the wine to make it more enjoyable. We're always looking to, look ahead in the vineyards and see what's coming.
If you were to give an advice to a young person that wants to get into working with wines, what would you say?
Learn from the bottom up, get your hands dirty, seek out advice from people who've done it before you.